What is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you on my way home today. We're talking about the upcoming WWE Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. It seems that they're not really relying heavily on promoting it as a Saudi Arabia show. Like, we're going to get tricked that, they're somewhere here in the United States. A couple of years ago with the Crown Jewel show, they got a lot of bad press, and then day of when the pay-per-view came on, just nobody wanted to mutter where they were. They just kept calling it the Crown Jewel show, just trying not to shed light on them taking the oil money over there that some people have some bad ties to. But I had high hopes for this show. I really thought the Elimination Chamber, which is a fun match to see. I even liked the pay-per-view that they ran, 2014, I'm guessing. They had the Intercontinental, and then they also had a tag title Elimination Chamber on that match. So the match sure is fun. It's going to be built around Bobby Lashley. He's going to be putting his title on the line for the first time inside the chamber. They got a lot of big names in there. That match honestly looks like it's gonna be good. That looks like it's gonna be a fun one. And then I honestly thought with Roman Reigns, the question's like, how do you keep this guy hot while you're also promoting him versus Brock Lesnar? His title has to be on the line, so you're promoting a match while saying, hey, he might not even be the champion when WrestleMania comes around, which they always try to do with a lot of shows. But you always know that they're not really ever going to have a title change. There was those 2 years in a row off the top of my head that I can call myself a liar, where Jinder Mahal was supposed to take on Brock Lesnar, and then I think AJ Styles beat him on the go-home episode of SmackDown. And then the next year, I know Bryan won it. I can't remember who he beat. He might have beat AJ, now that I think about it. But they did the same thing 2 years in a row. I think that was trying to build hype onto champion versus champion, and you never know what's ever going to happen. And then just promote like a wow factor to Survivor Series that year. But what they did with Roman, to me, I guess I get it. You're using a part-timer to cover up for another part-timer, but Roman Reigns versus Goldberg makes... I guess it's a match on some people's, like, hey, this could be good. But I don't think anybody out there is really expecting anything out of Goldberg here. Goldberg, since he came back to WWE for the current run that he's on, this guy, man, just seems like he's just getting free money. I mean, there's no real other way to put it. I guess at one point, weren't they supposed to have Goldberg versus Roman at WrestleMania 36, but I think Roman ended up getting replaced by Braun Strowman, and Strowman ended up winning the championship from Goldberg. I'm pretty sure Goldberg is that mystery man, so maybe this is their way of paying us back for the match that we didn't get to see back then. But I don't know. I can get hyped for Goldberg versus Brock. If it's the WrestleMania main event and it's supposed to be the match that everybody's talking about, I think I owe it to them to find a way to watch it. But just Goldberg versus Roman from Saudi Arabia really has no appeal to me. Goldberg just shows up whenever he wants to. He just says, "You're next." He automatically gets a championship shot. It's just one of those things in wrestling that just draws the attention to, like, this stuff makes no sense. There's really no plan on what's going down. It's almost like somebody just spins a bottle like, oh crap, nobody liked the Rumble. We gotta find something to fix this. And they just go over to their Raw roulette wheel and they spin it. it lands on Goldberg, and they say, hey, we'll bring Goldberg in for the show. What do we want to do with him? The one good thing, well, I'm not going to say it's a good thing, but just for the people out there that are, kind of tired of seeing Goldberg used in these spots, I got no problem. Somebody wants to come back for Raw 1500, SmackDown 2000, 10th anniversary of this and that, and blah, blah, blah. I got no problem with a big name coming back for a show like that, and, it's finding a way to put praise on them for the career they had. But if you're just going to use these guys almost like they're current day superstars who aren't around at all, and you just hand out title shots left and right, it kind of makes, what are we doing with Raw and SmackDown? Why are we watching Dolph Ziggler versus Kofi Kingston for the 1500th time in their career? Why does this match matter if just somebody's gonna, Shawn Michaels is gonna come back and say, you know what? I want one more run with the gold. Give me a title shot. This stuff makes no sense. Why are all these guys busting their asses, coming to our towns for house shows? Why are they wrestling on TV if they just get passed up by somebody who's just sitting on the couch one week, coming back and doing it one more time? I don't know. You go back, WrestleMania 28. This is when the kind of part-time debate got brought up with Cena and Rock, and I wanted Cena to win, but low-key, I was pumped to have Rock back. I think everybody who was a wrestling fan was pumped to have him back, but now it just seems like that's what happens. Every 4 months they just bring somebody back and their appeal washes off. I'm one of the biggest Hulk Hogan fans in the world, but when Hogan came back for WrestleMania 30, I thought it was cool. But then, he got signed to a deal. He had to work so many dates per month as a part of his contract. So they were just bringing him out on Raw, basically running a commercial for the WWE network at the time. And all he was doing was just coming out there and saying $9.99. And one time he messed it up. So every time after that, when he said it, he had to say it with this condescending voice, I'm going to make sure I get it right this time, Vince. It's $9.99. And it just was you're killing my favorite guy out there, and it makes no sense. So, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Obviously, Roman Reigns has got to get the win. If you're a big Goldberg fan, I guess you watched his run from 97 to 2000 when he was injured for almost a year out of that, and maybe you liked his career when he wrestled for WWE from 2002 to 2003, I guess, in between, was that between 20 and, no, because his last match was at 20, so it was in between 19 and 20. It was his whole career in WWE before he came back for that, 2016, him and Brock thing. That had some appeal. He was dusting himself off. He was coming back from out of the ashes. He had to prove that he was still a superhero. He beats Brock in 16 seconds. Nobody saw it coming. I was pissed because I turned on my TV thinking I was going to watch the main event, and the main event already had happened, and it was over. And, I don't know. Just wasn't fun. But let me know what you guys think. Hopefully I didn't crap on it too much. Peace out, guys. See y'all down the road.